Well, let us turn to COVID now, shall we? Officials in China's biggest city have admitted they are still struggling to feed Shanghai's 25 million people, as large swathes of the area have now spent 2 weeks under strict lockdown. Authorities are battling to contain a new wave of Omicron as they try to prevent it from sweeping across the country. The BBC has seen inside government quarantine facilities where tens of thousands of people are being forcibly housed as China tries to maintain what it calls its zero COVID strategy. Let's hear more from our correspondent, Robin Brandt.
In one of China's most advanced cities, the conditions for some are awful.
The moment I really broke down was when I entered the cabin hospital.
We spoke to this 26-year-old. She tested positive a few days ago. In China, symptoms or no symptoms, you are forced to quarantine.
We were first assigned to the shared area. The condition was terrible. My roommate and I found 2 camp beds. There were only 1 restroom and 1 wash basin on each floor. Many sleep next to each other. I was terrified. I broke down and cried.
Well, our Chinese media analyst Kerry Allen joins me now. You're very welcome to The Context, Kerry. We're hearing some of the stories there through Robin's report. What are you hearing and seeing as you look at Chinese media and also other social media sites?
Well, today the emphasis in Chinese media is very much that cases are starting to go down. For the last 10 days, it's been the case that cases have just been going up and up and up. More than 20,000 both symptomatic and asymptomatic cases combined. But they are starting to fall now, and there's also media reports on the first batch of children who've recovered from the virus and are starting to leave. And it's very much the case just generally in China that you'll see this emphasis on positive news. So a huge rollout of how the authorities, how volunteers are helping the city. So you don't see so much of an emphasis on people's struggles because, this COVID strategy does persist and people are locked in their homes. And it's very much the case in China that when you have lockdowns, you can't even leave your house. It's not the case that people can, just nip to the shops and get supplies, but literally find your home.
Yeah, so what is going on in the city that people haven't? We're hearing that they weren't able to be fed in the way that they needed to be or able to get the essentials. I mean, what has happened in China? Because it feels like the rest of the world perhaps is moving on, where China is just in a completely different sphere when it comes to COVID-19.
Absolutely, yes. And I think in China there was an expectation by the end of last year that by this time, people will be getting back to normal because China does have a huge vaccination rate. I mean, I've seen statistics today saying that 3.3 billion vaccines have been administered in China. So that's the equivalent of 1.1 billion people having received 3 doses. So, people should be effectively getting back to normal. But people do have frustrations about this, that they are still, in their homes. And particularly in other regions that are on the border as well. But China's leading medical officials have said that this isn't going to change anytime soon, that China is still maintaining this is best for China as a whole.
Thanks very much, Kerry. I want to turn to another aspect of COVID, however.